Doug Fister has won his last 3 consecutive starts, and tonight the Tigers right-hander will shoot for win number 10 on the 2013 season as we welcome you to Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Nice night for baseball this evening. Game 1 in this 3-game series featuring the Detroit Tigers and the visiting Chicago White Sox. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us. Game 1 in the series. The Tigers absolutely rolling on this homestand, and tonight, hopefully, Doug Fister can keep them rolling.
Well, Doug Fister, we do know that he's a second-half pitcher, and one of the things I've noticed about Doug Fister as the calendar turned to July and now into August, he's got that really good curveball, which is helping him do a better job against right-handed batters. Right-handers were having a lot of success against Doug this year.
Here is something else we're looking forward to seeing tonight. That would be the Tigers' debut of Jose Iglesias, the newest Tiger. Will play third base tonight for Detroit, but he is an exciting player.
Well, he was scheduled to play second base here at the beginning of the day here, but Miguel Cabrera was scratched from the starting lineup today. Defensively, this guy is a wizard with the glove. He can throw from one knee. Yes, he has enough arm strength to do that. He can go laterally to the left and to the right. He can also steal you a base, too. So this guy gives the Tigers a whole different element that they really didn't have. Not only is he getting his name mentioned in the same breath as guys like Vince Kale and Ozzie Smith, but this guy also can handle the bat. Lots of infield singles. Looking forward to watching him go out there tonight.
All right, after a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios and join Justin White. Coming up tonight, the Tigers trying to start the weekend off the right way. They've won 5 in a row. Do I hear 6 straight? We'll find out next. Tigers Sox coming up. Here at Comerica Park, as we get you ready for baseball tonight, there is Jose Iglesias, the newest Detroit Tiger. He will start at third base tonight. Doug Fister is set to go to work, and the first pitch of the ball game is a ball outside to Alejandro De Aza. Tigers and White Sox get together here for a 3-game set this weekend. De Aza batting .274, takes a ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. De Aza with 13 homers has power out of that leadoff slot. Tigers come in undefeated on this homestand. Here's the 2-0, and it's lifted back out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Check out the numbers on Doug Fister, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Hey, Doug pitching some outstanding baseball as we speak. He has won 9 games total this year in 21 starts. Looking for number 10 today. 3.67 earned run average.
Ball is hit in the air to left field, straight at Tuiasa Sopo, waiting for it, and 1 gone. There's the rest of the lineup for the White Sox, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. You saw De Aza, Ramirez, and Rios will follow. Dunn is the cleanup man, then Konerko the DH. Keppinger is at third tonight. Viciedo, Beckham, and Fegley doing the catching and batting 9. So here is Alexi Ramirez, batting .277 this year with 27 RBIs, and he looks at a strike 0-1.
Something that Doug's been able to do lately. He's been able to command that fastball anywhere from 88 to 91 miles an hour. Real good changeup, and he's finally found his curveball. His curveball has been an outstanding pitch for him his last 4 starts.
Would you say it's as good as it's been all season?
I would say so. One of the things that he had been bothered with this year, trouble getting righties out. Righties still hitting over 300 against Doug, which is unusual, but those numbers are starting to come down.
No balls, 2 strikes on Alexi Ramirez, and he sends a ground ball to the right side. Prince ranging right. Fisker will cover. And 2 up, 2 down.
And Beaumont Health System will sponsor the Tigers starting defensive alignment this evening. Jose Iglesias, he's over at third base. .962 fielding percentage at third base in 34 games. In the infield, you have Peralta, Santiago, and Prince. And in the outfield, it is Tuiasa Sopo, Hunter, and Austin Jackson.
Iglesias wearing the number 1. He wore 10 in Boston. That belongs to Jim Leland here. But the skipper said before the game, if he wants 10, he can have it. Iglesias, though, prefers number 1.
Well, that number 1, it was a special number here in Detroit history. Last time it had been worn is by Lou Whitaker.
Sweet Lou, what a player he was. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rios. He fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes.
I did not think that we would see Rios in a White Sox uniform based on the fact that he was the talk of all trade rumors.
There's some footage on hole number 1. Lou Whitaker, who was doing some damage at Old Tiger Stadium. Yeah, Rios was probably at the top of the list of guys that I thought might go to a couple of different teams. There are some teams out there that needed a bat. Pittsburgh, Texas. But here he is, still in a Chicago uniform, batting .272. Right back up the middle. It'll roll to second base. Santiago, tough play, going to have no chance. It'll be an infield hit. First runner of the ball game for the White Sox tonight.
And nothing that Santiago could do here. Do or die play once he had to backhand it and take a couple of extra steps. And Rio runs well for a guy his size.
That'll bring up Adam Dunn now. Batting .214. 25 home runs. And he slices one toward left field. That'll drop in. Base hit. And it gets by Tuiasa Sopo. That'll move the runner to third as Rios advances. That'll be a single and an error on the left fielder.
Yeah, that is a mental mistake by Tuiasa Sopo in the outfield. Must have taken his eye off the baseball at the last second to take a look at Rios to see whether he was going to try to get to third base or not. He just didn't catch it cleanly.
Meanwhile, Dunn wasting little time going after the first offering from Fister.
Yeah, Fister throws lots of strikes. I think we'll see quite a few of the Chicago White Sox swinging very early and often tonight against Doug.
So that keeps it going now for Paul Konerko, the DH of the White Sox. Konerko spending some time on the disabled list last year, or this year I should say, with a strained back. And he takes ball one. Pretty good this season with 2 men out and runners in scoring position. .359 for Konerko. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball left side, deep in the hole. Going to be a tough play. Throw to second is in time for the fourth.
Nice decision by Peralta with Dunn running. Had plenty of time.
Nicely done indeed. Johnny Peralta gets the force at second, ending the inning. Hit day. He is in the Tigers starting lineup here tonight again. The lineup brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, and it features Jackson Hunter and Tuiasa Sopo at the top. Fielder is playing first base. Martinez and Peralta. Then the newcomer Jose Iglesias playing third. Pena and Santiago wrapping it up in the Tigers starting lineup tonight. And here is Austin Jackson starting things off. He'll look at the first pitch, in for a strike from Hector Santiago. AJ batting .266. He's homered this year against the Sox. And a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here are the particulars on Mr. Santiago.
Good fastball. He'll get up to 94 with his fastball. He'll also cut the fastball.
It's popped in the air, shallow right field. Rios coming in, has room. 1-0.
And Santiago also features a slider, and he also has a trick pitch. He's one of the few professional players that features a screwball, and it's a pretty good screwball, and it allows him to rack up really good numbers against right-handed batters.
Always wondered about the screwball, if there's any more torque on your elbow than maybe say a slider or any other pitch.
I would think so, because you really have to turn that wrist over right before you release the ball from your hand, which would give you that action, which fades the ball away from the right-handers and inside to the left-handers. Doesn't throw that screwball very often to the lefties.
Well, here is Torrey batting .316. And good numbers this year against the White Sox. 3 home runs this year versus Chicago pitching. Tigers seeing yet another left-hander. They've seen a boatload of those on this homestand. And actually leading into the homestand. Here's the 1-0. Ball high. Torrey against the White Sox has hit in 16 consecutive games. Here's the 2-0. 3-0 on Torrey Hunter.
And there is some deception in the delivery coming out of the hand of Santiago. He kind of steps toward first base and throws across his body. Therefore, a lot of the right-handed hitters a little tardy on his fastball. It gets on you in a hurry.
3-1. 4 for 5 with a couple of runs scored on Wednesday. Of course, just had a chance at a cycle. It was a triple short. High fly ball left center field. De Aza going back, still going back. He'll get to the warning track to make the play. 2 gone.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the starting defensive alignment for the Chicago White Sox this evening. 18 errors at that shortstop position. And for Alexi Ramirez, he is much, much better than that. They're hoping that he catches the ball a little bit more efficiently second half of the season.
So in the absence of Miguel Cabrera, Matt Tuiasosopo again is in the 3 slot for the Tigers.
Tui has gotten quite a few reps in that number 3 slot because Miggy's missed quite a few games lately.
And batting .299 overall this year. 7 home runs. He hit number 7 on Saturday night. That was a career high, or established a career high. Now the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Tuiasosopo. Tigers enter play tonight having won 5 straight. The White Sox have lost 7 straight. And they have really hit the skids. They are on hard times right now. And of course, they traded away a couple of pieces from their pitching rotation.
White Sox were just swept in a 4-game series by the Cleveland Indians. The final game yesterday afternoon. Masterson pitched for Cleveland yesterday. Sale pitched for the White Sox. As a matter of fact, they have been swept twice this year in 4-game series by the Cleveland Indians. Twice this year.
It's tough to do. 6.5 separating the top 3 teams. KC's certainly in the race.
How did they fall off the map so quickly? This team was in first place for a number of days last year.
Yeah, they really were. And I mean, when you look at the pieces, Ramirez back, Rios back, Dunn, Konerko, Viciedo, a lot of their key pieces back from last year. And Dunn not having a poor season at all. He may, in terms of batting average, but he's driving in a lot of runs. Konerko's been on the DL at times this year. 3-2 the count on Tuiasosopo. Just underway here at the ballpark. Cloudy and overcast tonight, but 71 degrees. And he walked it. Got some teams streaking at the top of the Central, don't we? Tigers have won 5 straight, 9 of their last 10. Cleveland has had 3 walk-off wins in their 8-game winning streak, and the Royals, how about them?
That is 22 wins and no losses for the Kansas City Royals, the Tigers, and the Indians in the last week.
Here's Fielder. Ball 1. Prince at .262. He's hit a couple of home runs this year against White Sox pitching, 17 overall. Now the 1-0. Fielder also checks into play tonight. 4th in the American League with 76 RBIs. Santiago, 25 years old, born in Newark, New Jersey. Prince now will ask for time. Santiago takes too long. Well, Chris Davis has moved ahead of Miguel Cabrera with 100 RBIs now. And you see Cabrera, Encarnacion, and then Fielder in your top 4 spots. Off the plate, 2-1. Prince on the homestand, though, is only 3 for 18. And it's pulled into right field, a base hit. Tuiasosopo hits the bag. He's going to third. And he is in there standing up, and the Tigers now have something going here in the first. 2 on, 2 out.
And Prince Fielder really has no difficulty with left-handers. That's the screwball. You can see how it came off the fingertips of Santiago there, but it stayed up in the strike zone. And Prince, even though it was an off-speed pitch, is still able to climb that ladder and hit a seed right past their first baseman, Dunn.
Fielder came in .281 against lefties, so he will move those numbers up a tick or 2. And now the Tigers have something going here with 2 outs. Victor Martinez is it safely in his last 4. And he's absolutely been balling against the White Sox this year. 483. In there, strike 1 on the outer edge. What a month of July it was for Victor Martinez. 390 last month. He's got Tuiasa Sopo at third. He has Fielder at first. And the 0-1. Popped him up. Right side of the infield, Beckham is under it, and both teams will strand a pair of runners in the first. Sox opening up this 3-game weekend series. Fister back to the mound. Gave up a couple of hits in that first inning. No damage, though. Jeff Keppinger will lead things off. He is playing at third base in this one here tonight. Keppinger, Viciedo, and Beckham facing Doug Fister. Strike 1.
Take a look at Hunter and also Jackson in the outfield. Both guys are playing extremely shallow. I know Keppinger doesn't have a lot of power, but he's got to have more power than that.
Well, especially Austin, he is, well, I guess you're right. Hunter as well. Doesn't matter, though. That one's chopped to the shortstop, and he's out. One's gone.
Well, Mr. Fister does that as well as any pitcher in the American League. And when the defenders play behind Fister, they know there's going to be a very busy evening because he gets tons of ground balls.
Which I guess brings us to the point that picking up Iglesias, you know, that really helps when you have a staff, and Fister's not the only one that throws a lot of ground ball.
No doubt. Iglesias is going to help out this defense. We've heard some great things about him with the glove.
Here's Diane Viciedo. Ball 1 inside to Viciedo.
Iglesias didn't seem to be fazed by anything that was going on around him today.
Not at all. Just 23 years old, but he has a veteran presence about himself, which belies his youthful look, that's for sure.
Well, he played in Boston, so that has to help. I mean, coming to another really good franchise, playing in pressured games, huge expectations.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Native of Havana, Cuba, 23 years of age, Mr. Iglesias.
A little bit more extra base power this year for Iglesias. He was not an extra base guy last year, but he put on a few pounds in the offseason. Therefore, the bat perked up a little bit.
Meanwhile, Fister trying to take care of Viciedo, who was hit safely, a native his last 9. And he has really turned up the power against the Tigers this year. 4 of his 9 home runs versus Detroit. And again, the 1-2. Pena down to block it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Vicieto's nickname is Tank, and he looks like a tank. He's a big, strong, physical guy.
It is an appropriate nickname. There are the numbers we spoke of against Detroit. 440 this year. Two and two. 1 gone here in the second. No score. Ooh, look out, up and in. Vicieto bends out of the way, and it's 3 and 2.
Fastball got away from Fister, but he has been known to hit a couple batters this year. 13 of them to be exact.
Breaking ball lifted in the air to center. Jackson backing up. And there are 2 gone. Last time the Tigers played the White Sox, Beckham was not in the lineup. He has been bothered by a sore wrist. He had surgery on his wrist earlier this year, but he's back in there tonight. Having a solid year otherwise. 309 for Gordon Beckham. A couple of homers, 13 driven in. And the first one sails outside. Beckham, though, has had a rocky go of it in recent terms. 5 for 35. And he shoots one on the ground to short. Right there is Peralta with the backhand. Fister has himself a 1-2-3 second inning. No runs, no hits. They leave none. We go to the bottom of the second, and Iglesias will bat second for the Tigers. America Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Ram trucks now get a great summer deal on a Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance Event and by Briars. Back here at Comerica Park, the Tigers White Sox game 1 in this 3-game weekend set. Johnny Peralta leads it off and pops it up back into seats. 0-1. Cloudy overcast at the Yard tonight. Another big crowd. 71 degrees and summertime in the Motor City with Tigers baseball. Tigers in first place in the Central. Johnny at 307 this year, 10 homers. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peralta. Iglesias to follow, and then Brian Pena. Checked it. He will take the appeal now, and he did not go, says Jordan Baker. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Peralta. Johnny now sits safely in his last 7 straight. Here's Iglesias waiting his turn on deck for his first Tigers at bat. Wave and a miss, and Peralta is down on strikes, 1 away.
The third baseman, number 1, Jose Iglesias.
Warm reception for the newest Tiger, Jose Iglesias. And he is having himself quite a year offensively. .330 batting average. I guess rather one thing he will not provide is a lot of power, but he can do a lot of other things.
No, that's not part of his game, but every other tool that he possesses grades out to above major league average. They have a scale that goes from 2 to 8, which grades all the tools for all the players.
Rolled to third. Nice play there by Keppinger. And he'll throw him out. Nicely done.
And as you could imagine, Iglesias gets an 8 for his glove. Nice play here by Keppinger. Just kind of falls down. Ball falls right into his glove and had plenty of time to throw Jose out at first.
2 up, 2 down here in the second, and that'll bring up Brian Pena. There are 4 players in this game that are natives of Cuba. Pena and Iglesias for the Tigers.
We're starting to see more and more Cuban-born players surfacing in the major leagues.
Well, the White Sox have Viciedo and Ramirez. 1 ball, no strikes on Pena. Wave and a miss, 1-1.
Mike Rojas, the bullpen coach, his dad, Cookie Rojas, was born in Cuba as well.
That's a good point. So technically in the ballpark, 4.5. We'll give him a half for that. Since Cookie was born in Cuba and not Mike. 1-2 the count. Brian Pena's had himself quite a season. .276. He's hit 3 homers. In fact, he homered against Jake Peavy the last time the Tigers saw the White Sox in Chicago on the last road trip. That's the one you remember where Pena ran from home to home, and I don't know what did we have him at?
17 seconds.
Is that what it was? He was sprinting around the bags. And now the 1-2. Outside, 2-2.
Well, here it is if you missed it.
It was on Thursday at U.S. Cellular. He just took off. Pena running like that was going to be his last home run. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brian. Just off the plate, 3-2. Santiago has been a good strikeout pitcher. Last year he averaged 10 per 9 innings. There's his namesake on deck. That would be Ramon Santiago. Drilled down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball and go to the wall. Pena is on his way to second. Viciedo will dig it up, and it's a 2-out, 2-base hit for Brian Pena.
And Brian Pena got himself an 89-mile-per-hour cut fastball that Santiago tried to get inside, but he didn't get it in. And Brian Pena was waiting for him and ripped that ball down the left field line for a stand-up double. I mean, he turned all on this pitch.
It sounded good. Tigers have their second hit of the ball game. Now we'll see if Santiago can drive him in. Brian with 6 2-baggers this year. And Ramon takes ball 1.
Santiago has done better in the absence of Omar Infante. The batting average is at 189, but he had a long way to go to get to 189. He's handled himself pretty well lately.
That he has 300 over his last 8 games. And has played well defensively. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
I know that ankle with Omar taking a lot longer than they anticipated, but he was out running the bases before the game today. Didn't appear to me that he was running full speed, but there was no limp while he was running.
Well, they sent him out on one rehab, and he tweaked it and is still trying to get back. Here's the 2-0. 2 balls, 1 strike on Ramon. Santiago 5 for his last 13, has a 2-out RBI opportunity here against Hector Santiago. And the 2-1. Bouncing ball to second. It'll be routine for Beckham. And the inning is over. Tigers threaten but do not score. They leave a man at second base. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Detroit Tigers M&M McFlurry only at McDonald's. Using your cell phone, text Tigers, then a space, and then the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Either way, vote for your Tigers player of the game. Here come the White Sox. We go to the top of the third. Josh Phegley will lead things off, the number 9 hitter. Phegley, then De Aza, and then Ramirez. Fister sails one outside, 1-0. Doug had himself a 1-2-3 second. Phegley just 3 for 20 this year against Detroit pitching. And he loops that one back out of play. One ball, 1 strike on Phegley. He's made 17 starts. This will be his 18th since being called up on July the 5th from their AAA team, and he skies one to center. Right there is Austin Jackson, and one gone. Time for a game break now. We check in with Justin White. Go Marlins. All right, J-Dub, thanks. 2-game spread between the Tigers and Indians. KC 6.5 outs. Here's a bunt in front of the plate. Who's going to take it? Pena, and he'll have no chance. So good job of holding on to the baseball there. Meanwhile, De Aza has a bunt single.
You can't bunt it any better than De Aza bunted this ball, and you could see the leadership skills taken by Brian Pena. He simply calls off Fister. He tells him, I have it, and Brian Pena still couldn't get him himself. Fister couldn't have made the play either. That is a perfect bunt by De Aza. Perfect technique.
We've talked oftentimes about how difficult it has been to run on Doug Fister over the last couple of years. He's allowed 15 steals in his 118 big league outings. We'll see if De Aza has any thoughts of testing those numbers. Missed it outside. 1-0.
How about the Tribe, man? They rolled down to South Beach just for the weekend. Come back and the Tigers will be waiting for them when they get back to Cleveland.
They're going to be all tan when we get there.
Exactly. Sunburn, we hope.
Hopefully all tired out too. Grounded to third. Iglesias quick fire to second one, and that's a double play.
Well, there you have it, folks. Quick hands, nice release, real good feed to Santiago.
Inning over.
Starting that twin killing, which ended the inning there. Look at the feed here. He throws to a bag that's vacated. Santiago's not even there, but look where he gives him the ball. Right where he could take that right hand, reach up, and then get the ball on its way to first base. Nice feed by Iglesias.
And his teammates appreciate it. And so the Tigers now will send Jackson to the plate here in the bottom of the third, facing Santiago. It's a strike call. Top of the order, Jackson, Hunter, and Tuiasosopo. It is scoreless so far, although we've had 5 hits between the two teams. Jackson flied out his first time up. And another strike, 0-2.
Jackson's been pretty good in his career against White Sox pitching. 28 RBIs in 58 games, and he's hit 7 homers against them.
Ooh, swing and a miss. A fastball up gets Jackson on 3 pitches, 1 gone.
And 1 off-speed pitch to get ahead of Jackson. Then he came back with 1 fastball at the belt buckle, and then he climbed the ladder a little bit higher to get Jackson to swing at strike 3.
We'll bring up Torrey Hunter, who fly to center field his first at bat. Strike call. Tigers have a couple of candidates for Player of the Month in the American League. Torrey's got to be one of them. He had big numbers. Victor had big numbers. Bouncing ball slowly towards short. Ramirez will throw him out.
Well, here's today's high-speed stat brought to you by Charter Internet, and it's about what you just said. July's for Hunter and also Martinez. Martinez hit .390 with a ton of extra base hits. Drove in 20, and the OPS was over 1,000, and Torrey Hunter's numbers right there with him.
7 homers for Torrey as well. Here's Tuiasosopo with the bases empty. And Matt got a threat going back in the first with a walk, a 2-out walk. And he looks at ball one, and Santiago clearly staying away from Tuiasosopo. He did it in his first at bat as well.
Matt does have the kind of power where he could reach those seats in right field.
1-1. .299 average this year. A couple of home runs this season against White Sox pitching. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1-2.
There's that screwball. It just comes off his fingertip very nicely. Little fading action away from the right-handed batters.
Ooh. We haven't seen many of those, though, have we?
Oh, I can't think of another guy in the big leagues that throws a screwball as we speak.
Meanwhile, he follows that up with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and that is that. Fister is back to the mound, and his second half supremacy has been awfully good.
18-5 post All-Star break with the Tigers, and an earned run average just a shade over 2.
The second half of the baseball season seems to be his time.
If this is not the best starting 5 in all of baseball, it's right up there in the top 3.
Here's the 0-1. Rios leading it off, then Dunn, and then Konerko. Well, the numbers will back up your statement. The Tigers have more wins among starters than any team in the American League. Roll to third. Iglesias plays it off to his left. 1 out.
There's been a whole lot of comparisons thrown out there regarding Mr. Young Iglesias. One is Vizquel, and the other would be Ozzie Smith. And, boy, if he can live up to those expectations, look out.
Well, he's only 23, and that's lofty praise to heap on the young man. But one is in the Hall of Fame, and the other probably will be. It's bounced right back to Fister. He can field it in his own right from his position.
But since we've made that deal for him, I've talked to at least 7, 8, 9 different people. And those are the two names that routinely come out of guys' mouths. Guys, and I'm talking about, have been in the game for 30, 40, 50 years.
Wow. Well, those that have seen him play a lot more than us have made those comparisons and judgments, and I guess in the coming months we'll have that opportunity as well.
Very bright young fellow, speaks outstanding English, and one of the reasons for that, when he came stateside, his roommate was an American, and he wanted it that way. He wanted to learn the English language, and it didn't take him very long to learn a very difficult language.
Here's a one-hopper hit to the shortstop. Backhanded play by Peralta. Canerco is out of there, and it's a 1-2-3 for Doug Fister. Brought to you by Arby's. Try the mighty taste of Arby's Mighty Minis today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. No score as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here at the ballpark. Tigers and the White Sox opening up this three-game set under cloudy, overcast skies here in the Motor City. Prince Fielder leads it off, and he swings on the first pitch and hits it fair under the glove of Dunn into right field. Prince on his way to second, rumbling into the bag with a two-base hit.
Looked like Adam Dunn probably should have left his feet for this ground ball, and if he does leave his feet and he makes a play, his pitcher, Santiago, would have been there. And with Prince running down the line, they would have been able to get the out, but he did not leave his feet. The ball trickled right underneath his glove.
Can you imagine that collision between Dunn and the dirt?
I thought you were going to say something about a collision between he and the Prince.
No, that would have been something to see either, or as well. Here's Victor. He popped up back in the first. Tigers again with a scoring opportunity. And Detroit now with a couple of doubles.
Victor will be looking to hit something through the right side of the infield. Something past Dunn and Beckham.
Martinez, 8 of his last 19 coming in on this homestand. Sits safely in his last 4. The average continues to climb. Ball inside, backed him out of there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
If you're a Prince Fielder at second base with nobody out, it's not a given. If Victor hits a ground ball to Dunn or Beckham, they're going to allow you to just walk over to third base. You have to proceed cautiously because they're going to try to get the out at third if the ball is hit sharply off the bat of Victor.
Now the 1-1. In the air, center field. De Aza is on the move. Prince tagging up. He'll try and get to third base, and he will. Oh, look out, Prince. That was not the smoothest of slides at third base. He came to a screeching halt as soon as he hit the turf.
It's a nice job here by Prince getting back, knowing De Aza does not throw well from center field, does not have a real strong throwing arm, and we're going to have to bring Prince out early tomorrow and work on sliding. A little early work.
Get the old slip and slide out?
Yeah, get it out. Oh, can't afford to have him getting hurt.
No, we can't. Well, he moves up to third now. The infield coming in a couple of steps.
Well, they don't have to come all the way at the cut of the grass with Prince over at third base. I doubt very seriously if he's coming home on the ball hit on the ground.
Johnny Peralta struck out back in the second.
And when opposing managers, and in this case being Robin Ventura, when they know that runner on third base is not going to come home on contact, they can play their defense where they're playing their defense right now to give them a couple of more steps back to make them easier for them to make a play.
Here's the 0-1. They try to get something in the air and drive Prince in. Fouls another one back out of play 0-2.
Santiago's got a pretty good fastball. He'll get to 94. He'll touch 95 as well, but there's a little deception in the delivery. It kind of turns the back to you, hides the baseball very well. And before you know it, that fastball's on top of you. Several Tigers right-handed batters have been a little tardy on the fastball today.
1-2. Santiago began last season as the White Sox closer. He fought some odds to get to the big leagues. He was a 30th round pick back in 2006.
Real young pitching staff now the White Sox have.
High fly ball, medium depth right field, and now Rios coming in. Too short for Prince to try and score. 2 gone.
Last couple of years, the White Sox have lost a couple of really good leaders off their pitching staff. It was Burley a couple of years ago. And then, of course, they just traded away Jake Peavy. A couple of really good leaders on the field and off the field.
So with 2 outs, we'll see if Iglesias can drive in the run. In for a strike. Jose had 19 RBIs in a Red Sox uniform. He's playing third base for the Sox as well when they faced the Tigers earlier this year. Here's the 0-1. Fouled straight back 0-2.
Iglesias is not a burner as far as stealing bases, but he does have 22 infield hits already this year, which gives you an idea that he gets out of the batter's box rather quickly. The only other American League player with more infield singles than Iglesias, Suzuki.
Whistle that one foul back out of play.
Ichiro Suzuki, who has 26.
So he's in pretty good company in that respect. Leads all rookies with that .330 average coming in. Santiago trying to pitch around the leadoff double. Missed it inside. 1-2. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iglesias, as we mentioned, is wearing number 1. He knows who used to wear that number here in Detroit. And Jose said before the game, even though I never saw Lou Whitaker play, I know what he means to this organization and this city, and it's an honor to wear his number. So he is sporting the number 1. He loops that one down the left field line. It's hooking foul. 2-2. The count remains on Jose Iglesias. Of course, the Red Sox had another infield prospect that was pushing Iglesias. That would be Xander Bogaerts, who they feel is going to be a terrific big league player, and that's why they felt that Iglesias could be expendable in Boston. And he shoots one in the air to shallow right. Going to drop. Base hit. Iglesias with a 2-out RBI single, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead.
2-out base hits, nothing new for the Detroit Tigers. They lead the American League in 2-out runs driven in.
So the newest Tiger gets the job done.
It's a good at-bat. He fell behind. No balls, 2 strikes. If he stayed on that ball, even though he got jammed a little bit, hit it off the label, still able to muscle the ball into shallow right field for a knock and an RBI.
20th RBI of the season, first as a Tiger, and here is Brian Pena. Strike called. 0-1 on Pena, who doubled back in the second. And Bryant's average now up to 281.
He has been a really nice pickup. And we didn't talk a lot about him in the offseason when they acquired him, but he has been really good behind the plate, helping out Avila and catching this real good pitching staff.
Well, when Alex was going through his struggles offensively, it was Pena who was getting some base hits, handling the staff, veteran presence. Alex now has turned things on offensively in his last handful of games. The 0-1. Make it 0-2. Brian thought that one might have been a little bit outside.
Santiago, when he throws you that screwball, he really gives you a fast body, a lot of body motion, but he really slows his arm down to turn it over to get that kind of action on that pitch.
Pena takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santiago waiting on deck. Tigers get on the board here in the 4th. They have 4 hits now.
If you're going to steal a base against the left-hander, you pretty much have to go first movement if you're Iglesias and standing on first. You can't decide whether he picks it up, whether you're going to go or not. You have to go as soon as he moves any part of his body.
Iglesias had 3 stolen bases as a member of the Red Sox, 3 out of 4. He has just delivered an RBI single here with 2 outs. Now Santiago steps off. Hector started throwing that screwball and winter ball back in 2011. Occasionally they'll break it out. Low 3-2, which means Iglesias will be on the move here.
And the one thing that Iglesias cannot do here is get picked off. He needs to make sure the ball is out of the hand of Santiago on its way to home plate before he vacates first base. Can't get picked off here.
And the 3-2 back out of play. Inning started with a double by Fielder, and he scored on a 2-out single by Iglesias from third base. Tigers this year have won 4 of the 7 between these 2 teams. Ground ball short. Ramirez has it there. And Pena is out to retire the side. They get a run, though, on 2 hits and leave 1. The newest Tiger with a single to right field with 2 outs. And Ron, apparently he is very thankful to be in a Tigers uniform.
Yes, indeed. Sent out a tweet yesterday thanking the Tigers for the opportunity to join a great city and having faith and trust in me. Let's go, Detroit proud.
Nicely done by Mr. Iglesias. And now Fister will go back to the hill, leading at 1-0. Our first run of the game coming in the 4th. Jeff Keppinger will start things off. Keppinger, then Viciedo, and then Beckham. Tipped into the glove for strike 1. Keppinger bounced out his first time out. Fister again getting a boatload of ground balls in this game. In fact, he got him 1, 2, 3 in the 4th, all ground ball outs. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the versatile Jeff Keppinger. He'll play first, second, or third. There you go, 9 ground ball outs, 3 in the air. There's another ground ball. Johnny ranging left. And it's an out. 1 away. Fister now with 10 of them. His ground ball in the 3rd resulting in a double play off the bat of Ramirez. He's retired 5 in a row now, all of them via the ground. Here is Dayan Viciedo. He flied to center field. Ball 1. Breaking ball in for a strike. When you're an opposing hitter and you're sitting in the opposing locker room watching Fister and tape of Fister, how do you go about approaching him with all the movement that he has east and west? 1-1 is on the ground back up the middle. Santiago with a backhanded play. 2 gone.
You got to hope you can get a fastball up in the zone, but very few of the fastballs that Doug throws are fastballs that are above the knee. That's the reason why he has 11 ground outs in the game. But really, that has to be your approach against him. Get something up to prevent yourself from hitting a ground ball to one of these infielders.
And as a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
You don't ever really want to look for his breaking ball because he has such great tilt and break on that pitch. You're not going to hit it.
Gordon Beckham grounded out. He's 0 for 1. Fister has allowed 3 hits, 2 of them in the 1st. They were both singles.
I noticed the first time we saw the White Sox this year.
Soft line drive caught.
Gordon Beckham was in that new stands, really crouched over, and I guess he really likes it.
Well, another 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in your newspaper or at the Tigers page at foxsportsdetroit.com. There's been a pitching duel here this evening, and the Tigers right now have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Santiago, Jackson, and Torrey Hunter facing the left-handed offerings of Hector Santiago. 2-on RBI single by Jose Iglesias in the fourth inning. The difference right now. And Ramon will send one foul back out of play. Santiago bounced out 4-3 back in the second. Jackson and then Hunter to follow. 9-1-2 in the Detroit lineup. Bender that missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Santiago began this year in the bullpen for Chicago. Then Gavin Floyd had to undergo Tommy John surgery in May, and Santiago was bumped into the rotation. He rolls that one to third. Another nice backhanded play by Kevin. 1 out. We've seen a lot of ground balls in this game. Fans, don't forget to start your weekend early and see the Tigers face the Kansas City Royals coming up on Friday, August 16th at 1:08. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or check it out online at tigers.com.
It's going to be a big series, 5-game series, and the White Sox can really pitch. Their bullpen, best bullpen in baseball, really.
You mean the Royals?
Royals.
Yeah, they're putting on a charge right now. And there are many, when you talk to some folks about this race, that feel that eventually it's going to be the Royals finishing in second place over the Indians.
I am one of those.
Ball outside, 1-1.
No disrespect to what Cleveland has done under their new manager, Terry Francona, but Cleveland cannot pitch with the Kansas City Royals. And the Royals are starting to get some production out of Eric Hosmer, their first baseman.
That ball's hit well to left field. Way back. Viciedo goes to the wall, and he'll watch it fly. It is gone. Austin Jackson has gone deep, his 7th of the year.
Austin Jackson just simply wears out the Chicago White Sox pitching, and has done so throughout his major league career. That is now the 8th home run that Jackson has hit against their pitching. There's a little screwball. You can see it come off the fingertips that stayed right around the belt buckle. Didn't do a whole lot, and Jackson killed it.
Single runs in the 4th and 5th innings for Detroit. They lead 2-0. AJ has his 26th RBI. The bouncer back up the middle. Broken bat ground ball for Torrey Hunter.
And just to finish that thought on Kansas City and their offense starting to wake up. Eric Hosmer, their first baseman, really has played well. Billy Butler had a really nice month of July. They just made that deal for that young, talented kid, Justin Maxwell, from the Houston Astros. They're going to be a pretty good team the last 2 months of the year.
Some folks in the offseason thought, why would you trade Will Myers out of your system? And really not knowing if you had enough to win the Central Division this year. Of course, they traded Shields for him. But Shields is going to be key for them down the stretch because he gives them a legitimate ace.
He has won 4 of his last 5 starts despite not getting a whole lot of run support. So he's rolling right now himself.
Here's the 0-1. Tuiasosopo fouls it back. 0-2 the count on Matt.
And they seem to play the Tigers a lot tougher than the Indians do.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they really gear up for Detroit. So that 5-game series here will be a good one. The 0-2 pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 3 hits for the White Sox tonight. Fisker has been really good. He's retired 7 straight. Now the 1-2, and it's a strike call. Got him looking. Tuiasosopo didn't like it, but Austin Jackson gives the Tigers another run. It's a solo shot, and it's 2-0 Detroit.
Iglesias, the Miller's Tigers, singled in the fourth, and with 2 outs, he drove in Prince. With that base hit the opposite way, then Jackson plays long ball. For the 7th time this year, he hit that ball into the Chicago White Sox bullpen, and Doug Fester, boy, has he been on some kind of roll today. 11 ground outs already thrown by Mr. Fisker. He is on one tonight.
Sure is, and he will take a 2-0 lead now into the 6th inning. 2 runs, 5 Detroit hits, no runs, 3 hits for Chicago. Josh Phegley leads it off, and De Aza and Ramirez. Tigers are trying to deal Chicago their 8th consecutive loss. Phegley is 0 for 1 fly to center field. Breaking ball missing away. Doug's been real economical tonight. In fact, he had only 45 pitches through 5 innings. Yet not real good on first pitch strikes, so it's been kind of a weird convergence of numbers. There's a strike call, 2-2. But he just continues to get the White Sox to beat the ball into the ground. He's now 9 of 18 in first pitch strikes. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. Here's Justin White. Well, that's good news. Thanks, Justin. Hopefully the Marlins can keep that up. 1 gone. Here is De Aza, and he takes a strike. Alejandro had a bunt single back in the 3rd, but then Ramirez hit into a double play. .275 batting average for Alejandro De Aza. Fister's 0-1. Make it 0-2.
His stuff is wicked today. Whether it be the cut fastball at 86 that you just saw, or that good 2-seam fastball that runs down and in on the right hand. He's thrown a few good changeups. Not many curveballs so far today. Hasn't needed the curveball.
And it really kind of makes you wonder how he had that stretch of allowing 6 runs in 3 of 4 starts. He had that stretch at the end of June into July, and then he really straightened things out in his last 3. And has continued that here tonight. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball, first base side, another grounder right in Prince. 2 gone. That is 9 straight retired now by the Tigers right-hander. Last 3 look like this. I want 3 earnings in 20 innings. And he is not allowed to run here tonight. Alexei Ramirez. He's 0 for 2. Driven to left field. That looks like trouble. And it's going to get down. Go to the warning track. Tuiasosopo picks it up. And a 2-out double for Ramirez.
It's the 28th double that Ramirez has hit this year. It was a breaking ball off speed pitch at about 82. And that he got out in front of, and by the time Tuiasosopo got over there to get it. And Ramirez standing up at second.
28 doubles, but only 1 home run. Will bring the tying run to the plate, Alex Rios. That is the 4th hit of the night now for Chicago. Rios looks at ball 1. Single ground out for Alex Rios, batting .273. Oh, he banged another one off his foot. He went to the hospital the other night after suffering a bruise on a foul ball. He had to leave the game on Tuesday.
I'm surprised he doesn't have some protection on that left shin.
I think that's a comfort thing with some guys.
It must be, because if he had to go to the hospital just a couple of days ago and then he doesn't have one on today, he must not like wearing it.
Now the 1-1. Breaking ball away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ramirez with a 2-out double. White Sox really haven't had too much to talk about tonight. Not too many scoring chances. They've got one here with 2 outs. Little floater into center field, base hit. Jackson charging. Here comes Ramirez trying to score. The throw cut off. And then they got Rios in a rundown. Prince will run him down and tag him out.
Why in the world would he run himself into an out there?
Well, they get a run, but the inning is over.
Their right fielder. I mean, there's a play right here where you can see the ball in the air after Jackson lets it go. Before the ball gets close to Prince and in his glove, look at Ramirez. He's 2 steps from home plate. Really no reason for Rios, who hit that ball, to give himself up for an out there. I mean, there are times when you do give yourself up if there's going to be a play at home plate, but there was going to be no play on Ramirez there.
Well, the Tigers will take it, and they still lead 2-1. And it'll be Prince Fielder to start things off. Fielder, Martinez, Peralta facing Santiago. Strike 1 to start things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Both teams have 5 hits tonight. Tigers lead by a run. And Prince has 2 of the Tigers' 5 hits. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. .266 now for Fielder. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. The power numbers for Prince through this time last year pretty even in terms of homers and RBIs, but the average is lower this year. Prince came in at .262. He has bumped that up. The 2 hits tonight. The 2-1. Back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 83 pitches now thrown by Santiago. You compare that to Pfister, who threw 6 innings has 59. Yet it's not like Santiago is pitching a poor ball game. And he got him. Strike 3. 1 out. You guys ready for some trivia? We are. It is courtesy of AT DET tonight. Here it is. Who was the White Sox manager in 1980? The last time the White Sox were 26 under 500. They are 26 below the 500 mark right now. Robin Ventura, their skipper. But back in 80, the last time they were in this kind of shape, who was their manager? Here's Victor Martinez. 0-1 on Victor. Pop up, fly out for Martinez. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Iglesias RBI single, Jackson solo homer. That's how the Tigers have gotten there too. Victor waits on a 1-1. 2-1. Big rip, sent it straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 93 that time from Santiago.
It's a 2-1 pitch. Victor looking for that fastball, and he got it. But couldn't climb the ladder high enough to get on top of it.
Lofting this one in the air to medium depth in center field. That'll be routine for De Aza. And there are 2 gone here in the 6th. Well, we invite you to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers taking on these White Sox. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. with Tigers Live. That's Tigers Sox tomorrow right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Here's Johnny. Peralta strikeout, fly out. Average of 306 right now. He came in with the 2nd best batting average at home this year at 356. And he takes ball 1 outside. 36 multiple hit games this year. Among the league leaders in that category. And he rolls 1 foul, 1 ball and 1 strike on Peralta. Floats in on the outside corner, 1-2. For as well as Fister is pitching tonight and as dominant as he has been, he still only leads 2-1 in this game because Santiago has been pretty good as well as he strikes out Peralta. 1-2-3 go the Tigers.
By pitch, 12 ground ball outs already thrown out of the hand of Doug Fister this evening against Chicago White Sox hitters. They have not gotten many good swings against him. The infielders have been very, very busy. They've made every single play behind him. And Doug Fisher, I don't know what his career high is in ground balls, but he's going to approach that tonight.
Well, he'll go back to work. 12 ground ball outs, 1 strikeout, 4 of them in the air tonight. Dunn, Konerko, Keppinger here in the 7th inning in a 1-run game. Dunn takes strike 1. 1 for 2 for Adam Dunn. He sits safely in 5 in a row. Only hitting .216 this year, but 25 home runs. A little bit off the plate there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Tigers not playing their shift nearly to the extreme that they played that shift when the Tigers were in Chicago last week. Usually Johnny Peralta is on the other side of second base, along with Santiago and Prince.
So why does the scouting report change? Is it based on the pitcher?
It must be today.
Here's the 1-2. Didn't go. 2-2 on Dunn.
And then again, the Tigers could have had a scout watching Dunn the last number of days in Cleveland, and maybe he's doing something a little differently. Maybe he's trying to hit the ball the other way to beat the shift.
Rolled foul.
.29 to the pull field, 19 hits the opposite way, and 28 right back up the box for Big Adam Dunn. Can you imagine kids trying to tackle him as a high school quarterback?
No. Look out. Pfister had to get out of the way. That one's back up the middle into center.
Played a lot of football. He was a good football player, too. Good high school quarterback. Can you see him coming around the corner?
He had to be getting out of the way. That's when you just hope he can take his feet out from under him.
Well, as many ground balls as Pfister has thrown here this evening. This is a pretty good double play combo. Konerko and Dunn.
And Konerko has put the ball on the ground twice. Pfister got a double play back in the 3rd off the bat of Ramirez. Ball 1. It's been a down year for Konerko. He spent some time on the DL with a bad back. He has 7 homers, 35 RBIs, but hitting .247 coming in.
It's been a down year for the White Sox. Paul Konerko hasn't been on many White Sox clubs that are basically out of the race in this division in the month of August.
1-1. Breaking ball floating in. Quite a difference between this year and last year through August 1st. Batting average way down. Power numbers down as well. Ball high, 2-1. Dunn is aboard at first base, leadoff single here in the 7th in a 1-run game. Konerko needs 26 home runs to tie Frank Thomas for the White Sox franchise record. He pulls that one foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers tonight have been out hit 6-5, but they lead right now the go-ahead run, scoring on the home run by Austin Jackson. That actually made it 2-0, but the White Sox got to run back. And the 2-2. Lifted to right field on a line, and Torrey comes in to make the play. He's going to throw behind the runner. But Dunn will get back. First out of the inning. That last base hit, by the way, to start this inning was hit number 1,500 for Dunn. To go with his 431 homers.
They didn't throw it out, though, did they?
I didn't see it.
That's a big number.
It sure is. I think they might have thrown it out. Here's Keppinger. A couple of ground balls for Keppinger, and he takes a strike. Fisker tonight has just been a ground ball waiting to happen. And if he gets one here, it would end the inning. A couple of grounders to Peralta tonight for Keppinger, 0 for 2. Who came in 6 for his last 40. He has been struggling with the bat.
White Sox gave him a 3-year deal in the offseason. He was a free agent. He had some other teams that were also interested. That's why the price tag went up. Yeah, but Keppinger so far not upholding his end of the bargain.
Pitch out.
Really?
That's a little bit odd. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's low, 2-1.
Dunn did try to steal a base when the Tigers were in Chicago last week. I think the pitch was fouled off, but he did take off from first base. And apparently Jim or Gene Lamont down there in the Tigers dugout, and kind of felt that he's a little bit too jittery over there at first.
It's tipped into the glove. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And really, it's not that bad a play when you have a pitcher on the mound like Doug Fister that throws as many strikes as he throws. You don't worry about putting him behind the 8 ball if you do have him execute a pitch out.
And the 2-2. Ground ball to short. There you go. 6, 4, 3. It's another double play and another ground ball for Doug Fister. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We have seen a lot of this tonight. From the director of District 9 in theaters August 9th. Tigers in the lead 2-1 here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Iglesias will lead it off for Detroit. Doug Fister getting yet another double play ball, another ground ball, getting him out of any possible trouble. Iglesias, Pena, and Santiago 7, 8, 9 here against the lefty Hector Santiago. Iglesias knocked in a run back in the 4th, 2-out RBI single the other way. In his Tigers debut tonight, joining Detroit before the game here today. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball in the air left field, hit pretty good. Viciedo going back, track in front of the wall to make the catch. One gone.
That'd have been over the Green Monster.
That thing took off a little farther than I thought it would.
He doesn't hit many, nor is he going to hit many. Only one homer this year. Looked like he gave that one everything that he had.
You had that one in the monster seats?
Yeah, that's in monster. That's over the monster.
So Iglesias now 1 for 3 in his Tigers debut.
And Javar Gillette going to have to get him in that weight room.
Pena with a double tonight, 1 for 2. One ball, one strike. Double and a ground out for Brian Pena, getting the start tonight behind the plate. Santiago working quickly. The 1-1 pitch, check swing. He went. 1-2 the count. Next pitch will be number 100 for the left-handers. Check out the Tiger box score. Fielder a couple of hits tonight. Iglesias has knocked one in with a base hit. Strike call. Pena's out of there.
This guy's got some good stuff. His fastball has gone anywhere from 89 to 95 miles an hour, and he's been able to spot it. He's gotten quite a few strikeouts on his fastball this evening on Tigers hitters looking at it.
7 strikeouts total now for Santiago. And tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. We're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, and South Korea. We welcome you all.
And we thank you for your service.
Here's Ramon Santiago with 2 outs. A couple of grounders for Ramon. In there, a strike, 1-1.
Who was the dancing all-star last night? Was it Ramon?
He was pretty good.
I thought I heard him bouncing around the clubhouse today saying that he was the winner last
Really?
night. I thought I heard him say that.
I also heard Shannon Hogan was outstanding.
She turned it out.
Yeah.
She represented.
That's what I hear.
You didn't expect anything less than it.
No, we didn't. We expected that. But you never know the nerves when you get on the big stage. You never know. She handled it nicely. On a soft line off the glove of Ramirez into short center field, and Santiago is aboard.
That ball was knuckling on Ramirez. He didn't move until that ball bounced right in front of him. And then he took a stab at it with the glove. He was able to slow it down, but he wasn't able to make the play. Watch him here. He doesn't even move until the last second.
Awkward looking indeed. We'll see how they rule it.
That's got to be a base hit.
Here's Jackson. A.J. homered back in the 5th.
At least that's what I've written down.
I had as well. I've got a single down here, but they got to wait. 1 for 3 for Jackson. His home run was his 7th back in the 5th inning. Strike 1. Base hit. You were correct. Jackson given time. Looks like they're getting somebody stirring in the Chicago bullpen. 105 pitches now for the lefty Santiago. That's drilled in a shallow center, and De Asa is going to make the play to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Let's go to the 8th. Here at the ballpark, Doug Fister goes back to the mound, and the Tigers leading this one 2-1 is our score as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Don Kelly has entered the fray now. He'll play left field. Tuiasosopo is out of the game as Jim Leland tightens up the defense. And a bender that drops in on Dayan Viciedo. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can climb the ladder on Viciedo here and get him to swing at strike 3.
Little looper into right field is going to drop. Base hit.
Didn't get it up high enough. It's an 0-2 base hit. Top fastball thrown by Doug Fister this evening, 91 miles an hour. Xfinity provides that reading for us. Well, if you're Doug Fister, really no need to stress out over giving up the 0-2 base hit as we take a look at Veras and also Drew Smiley starting to heat the Tigers bullpen. Doug just needs to throw another ground ball here.
Yep, you're always just one pitch away from getting out of that jam. And Beckham has hit the ball on the ground once tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Batting average for Beckham a little bit better this year than it has been the last couple of years. Robin Ventura's gotten him to crouch down a little bit more than he did last year in that batting stance. Therefore, Beckham not trying to be a power hitter as he was first number of years in the big leagues.
Another bender that misses inside, 2-0. Jordan Danks is the pinch runner down at first base. Fister's pitch count has been in great shape all night long. Trying to get another ground ball here. And now he has gone to 3-0. It's the second time he's gone to a 3-ball count tonight. That's it. Just the second time. Fegley waiting on deck. Jim Leland looking over the numbers. They have the righty-lefty combination warming up the bullpen. That's in there, 3-1.
Skipper got a couple extra sheets down there tonight. Usually he just has one.
And he's utilizing them all.
And he was rifling through a couple of them tonight.
Runner goes on 3-1, bounce back up the middle. Santiago hits the bag one and gets the double play.
Robin Ventura started the runner trying to stay out of a double play, and there was Santiago who was covering the bag, just simply grabbed it with the glove. He touched the foot with the bag with the right foot and then completed the double play.
Well, that worked out nicely. Third double play of the night, turned by the Tigers defense. Fister has been a ground ball maniac tonight. Another one bails him out here in the 8th. Here's Fegley. Breaking ball strike on the outer edge. Fegley fly ball strikeouts. One of the few guys that has not put the ball on the ground. Another bender, and the count now is 0-2.
He hadn't really thrown that many curveballs until the last couple of innings. And as I pointed out to you a few innings ago, he really hasn't needed it because he's had such great life on his two-seam fastball and his cut fastball.
Here's the 1-2. Fister has victories in each of his last 3 starts over Philly, KC, and Texas. Trying to win his 4th straight. Swing and a miss. Fegley is out of there, and the inning is over. So Fister gives up the leadoff hit, but no damage done. 2-1 is our score as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Doug Fister. He has been absolutely outstanding tonight.
The life on his two-seam fastball has been exceptional. That's why he has been able to rack up so many ground balls. But that tumbler, that curveball has been lethal as well. And Fegley swung right through one, which appears to be the last pitch that Fister has thrown this evening. He's only thrown 85.
Well, we know that Santiago has thrown his last pitch. The White Sox have gone to their bullpen. Hunter, Kelly, and Fielder due up here. As you look at the breakdown on Fister, 13 ground ball outs, a season high. He induced 3 ground ball double plays in this game, and now the new pitcher in the Wallside Windows pitching change is Nate Jones.
Nate Jones has pitched quite a bit this year. 45th game now that Jones has been in. He's got a fastball that will get all the way up to 99 miles an hour. Curveball, slider, and also a changeup.
Really good arm.
Big arm.
Torrey rolls one slowly to third, going to curl foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've got some changes here. Looks like Deaza will move from center to left. And Jordan Danks stays in the game to play center field. Torrey's 0 for 3 in the game. Meanwhile, more action. Donnie Veal is heating up in the Chicago game.
Donnie Veal getting ready for a Prince Fielder. Should they need him.
In the air, right field. Rios is under it, and Torrey now is 0 for 4. 1 away here in the 8th. I want to tell you about the Tigers and the Oakland A's and Minnesota Twins this month. You can take advantage of the weekday value pack. 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks for the low price of just $60. 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. First at bat for Don Kelly. Foul straight back 0-1. 99 miles an hour from the right-hander. Nate Jones, born in Butler, Kentucky. 6'5", 210. There's another one at 99. And he threw it right by Don Kelly. 0-2. Tiger bullpen busy as well. Joaquin Benois popped up shortstop side. Ramirez 2 gone. Here's that AT&T trivia question again. We asked you a while back, who was the White Sox manager back in 1980, the last time that they were 26 games under 500?
He's going to the Hall of Fame one day.
That would be Tony La Russa. Jim Leland eventually joined his staff in Chicago. So here is Fielder now with the bases empty. Bouncing ball back to the right side. Backhanded play by Beckham. And the Tigers go quickly in the 8th. That means we're headed to the 9th. There comes Benoit. One, America's new 24-hour sports network, Fox Sports 1, will be your home for great live sports, all the news and highlights that you could want, and shows and specials that only Fox could bring you. America's new sports network is Fox Sports 1. It's coming August 17th.
Ryan Field finally going to get back to work in a couple weeks.
He's been slacking. Not really. Just getting ready for the launch of Fox Sports 1. By the way, as soon as this game ends, our coverage continues. Tigers Live coming up. You'll hear from the skipper and all the players and get the lowdown on this one. Tigers Live immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit. So we go to the ninth. Last call now for Chicago in a one-run game. And Joaquin Benois comes in out of the Tigers bullpen facing De Aza, Ramirez, and Rios.
Joaquin Benois has been sensational lately coming out of that Tigers bullpen. He is 10 of 10. In save opportunities with an earned run average that is at 147 with a ton of strikeouts.
That is fouled down the third base line. That'll get back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Are you surprised at all that Benoit is coming in, because Fisker had thrown just 88 through 8?
Well, sort of. To be perfectly honest with you, Fisker was making it look so easy out there tonight. White Sox did not get many good swings at all against Doug.
Fisker induced 3 double play balls in this one. So Benoit trying to nail it down. Here's the 1-1. Ball high, 2 balls, 1 strike.
But Jim operating no differently here tonight than he has since he's been the manager here, when he has himself a closer that he has named, and his starter has given him 8 good innings with the exception of Verlander. He usually goes to the bullpen. In many cases the last couple of years it was Papa Grande.
The 2-1. 3-1 now on De Aza. The Tigers have 2 complete games this year, one for Sanchez and the other for Doug Fisker. And that has been it. 3-1 on De Aza. Pulled foul. Get back to the railing and then to right field.
De Aza may have helped out Benoit there. Looked like that may have been ball 4 off the plate inside.
Three and 2. And Alejandro De Aza. Fly ball. Right center field. Long run. Jackson gets there. 1 out. There is no money to be made in the air in that area unless, of course, you're Miguel Cabrera and a few others. Here's Ramirez. Alexi 1 for 5 career against Benoit. Strike 1. Earlier this year, Benoit made his 500th career appearance in a big league game. That was back in June against Cleveland. He is the closer now for the Tigers. Now the 0-1. Bouncing ball right side. Santiago ranging to the grass. And they got him by half a step. 2 gone. 1 more to get.
And Benoit picking up right where Doug Fisker left off with all the ground balls that Doug Fisker threw this evening.
Here comes the crowd now, 41,000 plus. Alex Rios is their last chance. Ball one. Rios has their only RBI tonight, singled in a run back in the 6th. 1 for 6 against Benois. Just off the plate, 2-0 on Rios. I really would prefer not to deal with the guy on deck and all of his power at him. Done. Rios 2 for 3. Only 7 hits tonight for the White Sox, just 6 for the Tigers. Tigers 1 out away from their 6th consecutive win. The White Sox 1 out away from their 8th straight loss. Here's the 2-0. 3-0 on Rios. Here's Dunn waiting on deck. Dunn and Rios have combined for 4 of their 7 hits tonight, but he hasn't had much luck against Benois. In there is strike 3 and 1. Just off the plate is the 2-out walk, and the tying run is on now for Chicago. And Rios on base for the 3rd time in this game, and so now Benoit will have to deal with Dunn. He's outside by a shade. Dunn 2 singles in this game. Foul straight back. Benoit came in at 95 and Dunn had a rip. 0-1. Benoit looking for his 11th save. Opponents came in batting just .206 against him this year. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes. Strike call. Throw down to second. Tag. Safe at second base. That would have ended the game. Pena thought he had him.
Nice pick down there by Johnny Peralta. The ball bounced down there by Pena, but Johnny picked it and then applied the tag to Rios. And Rios just ahead of the tag.
Tag a bit high, and he came in low. And Pena said, "I thought we had him." It's that close. Now the tying run in scoring position. The count is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two-out walk to Rios. He has just stolen second base. Canerco waiting on deck. Dunn at the very least trying to tie this one up. 2-1 Detroit. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pena able to block it. That steal by Rios was his 23rd of the year.
After Benoit able to get ahead of Dunn, and no balls, 2 strikes, a couple of changeups at the bottom of the zone. And Dunn is a guy that strikes out quite a bit, and he strikes out on a lot of fastballs that are up. When Benoit throws 95 miles an hour, he could simply throw one right by Dunn here to end the game if that's the way they're thinking. But you got to get it up, though.
Here's the 2-2. Whistling back out of play at 96.
I like it. Go right back up there again.
Doug Fister, 8 sparkling innings tonight in which he had given up just 1 run. Gives way to Benois here in the 9th. Fister threw 88 pitches tonight. And again the 2-2. Bouncing ball to short should do it. Peralta has it there. And the Tigers win game 1 of the series.
Tigers are now 11 and 14 in 1-run games this year, so they are starting to inch their record in those contests back to 500.
In a game that took just 2 hours 7 minutes to play, Jackson homers. Iglesias gets his first Tigers hit and RBI, and Benoit gets the save, his 11th. Tigers run their winning streak to 6.